This is Whiskey Zero Delta Delta Zulu, net control operator for the R3D2 Amateur Radio Emergency Service net. My name is Dave, and I'm located in Greeley. This net meets each Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on the local time for the purposes of planning, practicing, and discussing activities of the R3D2 ARES group. Our district consists of Larimer and Weld counties. Any emergency traffic will be handled with top priority during the net. I'll now break for emergency traffic. Emergency traffic only, please call now. Is there any formal NTS traffic for the net? If you need to pass emergency traffic at any time during the net, please notify net control, and your traffic will be handled accordingly by saying break. This is a directed net. Please do not transmit unless called upon by net control. During the net, please direct all communications through net control. Please check out if you should need to leave prior to the net closing. This net is open to anyone who is licensed to operate on this repeater and is interested in amateur radio public service communications. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Service and of the American Radio Relay League. However, ARRL or ARES membership is not required to check into the net. Please remember that when this repeater is not operational at the time of the net will be held on the 115 Horsetooth repeater, 145115 megahertz. We will accept check-ins in order of ARES affiliations. All stations will have an opportunity to check in. However, please wait for your appropriate check-in group. We will begin with R3D2 AECs and served agency directors, ARES members, stations on Echolink, and finish with general check-ins. When you are checking in, please give your call sign first alphabetically and then again with the ITU phonetic alphabet, your name, your location, and whether you have announcements or comments. We will now take check-ins from R3D2 AECs and serve agency directors. Please provide your title, location when checking in. R3D2 AECs and served agency directors only, please call now.
KD0 UJK, Kilo Delta 0, Uniform Juliet Kilo, Steve in Nunn, Weld County, District AEC and Weld EOC Director. No traffic.
KD0 TYU, Kilo Delta 0, Tango Yankee Uniform, Joe and Loveland, Weld, Larimer County, UC.
Carbon Valley Director. No traffic.
Good evening, KD0 UJK Steve, KD0 TYU Joe. The Carbon Valley Director, we had a double with you. Could you please come again?
Kilo 1, Delta Charlie Yankee, Derek in Firestone, Weld County. Carbon Valley Director, no traffic.
Good evening, here is K0JEF, Kilo 0, Juliet Echo Foxtrot, Jeff. Served agency is City of Fort Collins and Clear Fire Authority.
Good evening to K1DCY Derek and K0JEF Jeff. Any other agency directors or AECs who'd wish to check in, please call. We will now take check-ins from ARES members. Please provide the county of your ARES affiliation when checking in. ARES members with call suffixes Alpha through Zulu, please call.
Kilo Alpha 6, Echo Tango Echo, KA6 ETE, Jim Loveland, Larimer County.
November 1, Romeo Delta Charlie, Ryan in Loveland, Larimer County.
November 0, Alpha Fox, Larimer County.
This is 60G, Kilo 6 Oscar Golf. This is David, Estes Park, Larimer County, no traffic.
Good evening to KA6ETE Jim, N1RDC Ryan, and K60G David, and I believe that was N0AFM Art. Am I correct? Well, that one station did not quite make it into the repeater. N0 station, please come one more time.
November 0, Alpha Foxtrot Mike, Art, and Estes Park.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. Good evening, Art. Any other member stations who'd like to check in, Alpha through Zulu, please call.
WZDAS, Whiskey 0 Delta Alpha Sierra. Dave in Fort Collins, Larimer County. No announcements or comments.
Kilo Echo 0.
November Echo, Larry, Estes Park.
Larimer County, Wellington, no traffic.
This is W0 RMP, Whiskey 0, Romeo, Mike Papa, Bob.
Okay, I got W0DAS Dave and W0RMP Bob. The other stations doubled if you'd come again.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Oscar Romeo, KE0 SOR, Mike, Wellington, Larimer County, no traffic.
This is Whiskey 9er, India, November Echo, Larry, Estes Park.
Good evening to KE0 SOR Mike and W9INE Larry. Any other member stations who'd like to check in Alpha through Zulu, please call.
This is November 0 Yankee Sierra M0YLS. Good evening, Annette, Mike in Livermore, Larimer County, no traffic.
I got N0YLS Mike. The other station was doubling. Please come again.
This is Kilo Delta 0, Uniform Sierra Bravo, Mike in Bellevue, no traffic.
This is November 5, Papa, Whiskey, David, Estes Park, Larimer County.
Good evening to KD0 USB Mike and N5 PPW David. Any other member stations, please call.
This is E0 OEP, Kilo Delta 0.
I'm sorry, come back one more time with your name and call.
This is WY0ROB. WY0ROB. Rob, Estes Park, Larimer County, no announcements.
Good evening to WY0ROB. Any other stations who'd like to check in member stations, please call.
This is KD0OEP, Kilo Delta Zero Oscar Echo Papa, Mike, Estes Park, Larimer County, no traffic.
Good evening to KD0OEP Mike. Any other member stations who'd like to check in, please call.
Key Whiskey 0 Juliet Delta, Daniel in Estes Park, Larimer County.
Good evening to WW0JD Daniel. Any other member stations, please call. We will now take check-ins from stations on Echolink. Stations on Echolink do not need to let the repeater draw before checking in. Echolink stations only. Please call now.
AI 7 p.m. Alpha India 7 Papa Mike Phil, Larimer, and south of Colorado Springs right now.
Good evening to Phil, AI 7 p.m. Any other stations on Echolink who'd like to check in, please call. We will now take check-ins from all stations. If you have not checked in and you wish to do so, please call now.
Kilo Delta Zero Whiskey Charlie Romeo, Russell and Highlands Ranch.
AL2QO, Kilo Lima 2, Quebec. Foxtrot Echo 0, Sierra Delta Victor, Bob in Estes Park. Whiskey 0, Alpha Sierra Papa, Terry in Berthoud.
This is Kilo 0, Lima Alpha Oscar, Luann in Loveland.
AE0CF, Alpha Echo 0, Charlie Foxtrot, Ben, Fort Collins, Larimer County.
Good evening to KD0WCR Russell, KL2QO Dusty, KE0SDV Bob, W0ASP Terry, K0LAO Luann, and AE0CF Ben. Any other stations who'd like to check in, Alpha through Zulu, please call. This is Whiskey 0, Delta Delta Zulu, net control for the R3D2 ARES net. We'll now go on to announcements and comments. KD0TYU, you didn't indicate if you had any announcements. Do you have anything for tonight's net?
No, sir, I don't. Thank you for taking the net.
Do we have any additional questions, comments, or announcements? If so, please call now. Before closing the net, are there any additional stations who'd like to check in to the R3D2 ARES net? Please call. I will now check out each station from the net. I will read your call suffix. Please respond with your FCC-issued call sign. UJK.
KD0 UJK.
Thanks, Steve. TYU.
KD0 TYU.
Thanks, Joe. DCY.
K1 DCY.
Thanks, Derek. JEF.
K0 JEF.
Thank you, Jeff. ETE.
KA6 ETE.
Thank you, Jim. RDC.
N1 RDC.
Thank you, Ryan. AFM. November 0, Alpha Foxtrot Mike. OG.
K6 OG.
Thank you, David. DAS.
W0 DAF.
Thanks, Dave. RMP.
W0 RMP.
Thank you, Bob. SOR.
K0 SOR.
Thank you, Mike. INE.
W9 INE.
Thank you, Larry. YLS.
0 YLS.
Thank you, Mike. USB.
USB.
Thank you, Mike. PPW.
November 5, Papa Whiskey. David.
Thank you, David. ROB.
WY0 ROB.
Thanks, Rob. OEP.
KD0 OEP.
Thank you, Mike. JD. Whiskey 0 Juliet Delta.
WW0 JD.
Thank you, Daniel. PM.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Thanks, Phil. WCR.
KD0 WCR.
Thanks, Russell. QO.
KL2QO.
Thanks, Dusty. SDV. Kilo Echo 0 Sierra Delta Victor.
AE0 SDV.
Thanks, Bob. ASP.
Whiskey 0 Alpha Sierra Papa.
Thank you, Terry. LAO.
K0 LAO.
Thank you, Luann. And CF.
AE0CF.
Thanks, Ben. To find out more information about the R3D2 ARES team, please go to www.coloradoaresr3d2.org. I'd like to thank each station for checking in and NCARC for using their repeater this evening. All stations with appropriate privileges are invited to participate in the following nets. The statewide ARES HF net on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on a frequency of 3.810 megahertz. The statewide ARES VHF net on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 145-310 megahertz repeater using a tone of 88.5 hertz. The mission of the amateur radio emergency service is to provide a reliable alternative communications to our served agencies in times of emergency, disaster, or national crisis. This evening we had 25 check-ins, 26 including net control. This net is scheduled, the next scheduled net will be next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. This is Whiskey 0 Delta Delta Zulu, closing the net at 7:24 p.m. local time and returning the Peter to normal use. 73 and good evening. This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.